Yaida da hida hida dam. Yaida da da da. Yada da yada da. Yada da da da. Yaida yaida da da. Yaida dam. Yaida da da da. Yada da 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 da. Yada da 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 dum. Ay yada da. Ay 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 ay. Yada da 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 da. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. Yada da da dum. Yada da 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 da. Yada da 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 da. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. Yada da da. Ay ay ay. Ay, 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 dum. Yada, da, 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 da. Boker Tov. Good morning. The sun is shining. Another great day. The allergies are worth complaining about. And we're here. We're here to start this week's learning. I know, starting on a Wednesday, but, the beginning of the week was different. It had its own things, and Yom HaShoah, and getting back into the swing. And so we are arriving at a difficult parsha. It's a double portion. It is Tazria Mitzora. It is the portion that talks about leprosy or skin rashes or evil tongue. It's a parsha that talks about being part of the community and being pushed away. And then it comes back to the reconnection. So first is the power of speech, as we know, Lashon Hara, the evil tongue, or guarding one's tongue, or the power of speech, which is Smirat Lashon, Halashon. And then is the return and the repair, Teshuvah, of course, and then reconnection to Kehila, to the community. And so as we start to unpack the first part of this, which is words leave marks, we should guard our speech. So Parshat Tazria introduces a concept that at first glance feels distant or hard to relate to. And the Torah describes this condition called sara'at, which is often translated or loosely translated as leprosy. So weirdly, the weird part is that there's a bridge between spiritual and physical manifestation. So sara'at appears on the skin, it spreads, it requires attention, and the person experiencing it is brought before the priest for examination. It's like, you not go to the doctor, you're going to the Kohanim, the priests, who are going to examine you and determine why you have that rash, and that's what it is. But tradition quickly moves beyond that surface rash. The rabbis teach that sara'at is not simply the physical manifestation of what we're seeing. It's connected to something much deeper, to Lashon Hara, to the harmful speech or the evil tongue. And suddenly, this portion, this parsha, has nothing to do with the skin at all. It simply has to do with the words. Because words like sara'at can spread quietly, subtly, and often without us fully even noticing what's going on. A comment made in passing a story shared that wasn't ours to tell, a joke that lands a little harder than maybe we intended. We don't always mean harm, and yet harm can still happen. The Torah suggests something profound, that words do not disappear once they're spoken. They leave marks. It's like the story of, I've told this story before many, many times, but maybe worth sharing the entire story in days, weeks, months to come. But it's kind of like you have a feathered pillow and you cut it and the feathers go all over. It's really hard to gather those feathers back, every single feather, to stuff them back in the pillow. It's like words that exit your mouth are going to land somewhere, and sometimes they're for good and sometimes they're for not that great, and we can't get them back. They leave a mark. It's not always visible, but it's always real. And so on relationships, on trust, on the way someone sees themselves, and this is what makes this teaching so relevant in this moment. We live in a world where words move faster than ever, right? Text, even between texts, I'm always constantly saying, like, why is this phone so slow? Because we need it quick. So it's text, it's posts, it's comments, it's conversations that ripple far beyond their original moment. It's never been easier to speak. And perhaps never more important. It's never been more important than to pause before we do it. So a person with sara'at is sent outside the camp. You have this physical rash, said to be from a spiritual mishap, and you're sent away. You're contagious, you're contaminated. And at first, it feels really harsh. But tradition reframes it. It's not about the punishment, pushing out. It's about the awareness. A moment to step back and to reflect and to understand the impact of that disconnection. Because harmful speech creates distance between people, between communities, between who we are and who we want to be. And sometimes the only way to recognize that distance is to feel it. But there's something else just as important. The Torah does not say the person is cast out forever. Right? It doesn't say you have this, you did that, get out and stay out. There is a path back, because this portion is not about shame, it's about taking responsibility. We all say great things. We all have moments where we fall, or our words fall short. And that's part of being human. Simply stated. There are things that we will say that we will regret. But the question is not whether we will get it right every time. The question is whether we are willing to notice and to pause and to grow from it. There's a beautiful tradition in our teaching that says life and death are in the power of the tongue. Words can break, but they can also build. They can create distance, but also can create a sense of connection. A kind word, a moment of restraint, a choice not to repeat something unnecessary. These are not small things. They're acts of holiness. So as we think about this teaching this morning, we think about where in our lives might our words carry more weight than we realize. Where in our lives may where in our lives may our words carry more weight than we realize? And what might it look like to bring just a little more awareness to how we speak? Parshat Tazria, the first part of this double portion, reminds us that speech is powerful. Not because it's loud, but because it lingers. May we learn to use our words with care. May we pause just long enough to choose them wisely. And may the words we speak bring us and those around us closer rather than further apart. Beloved friends, thank you for joining me this morning. Jennifer, Elisa, Bet, Suze, Bonnie, whoever else is watching that hasn't checked in yet, we are grateful that you're here, for we are one human family, one heart of abundant love. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you back here tonight at 9:30. Have a great day, everybody. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Od Avinu Chai.